Okay, let's start exploring Zimension. So here we are on the homepage of Zimension. It is a web-based game editor. We can quickly create our 3D worlds. We can have multiplayer. You can publish it and share it with your people, and it's all real time on the web. Let's get started. Here you see you can log in, you can create your account so that everything is saved and synced across your devices. Now, this is the basically these are the worlds which are already created by other people. Like so, they are like featured and also you can jump into one of them. These can be anything like games or just experiences. So you can jump right into these and explore the worlds. Similarly, you can create your own worlds. You can find your uploaded files here. Here is a library of items you can add in your game when you are creating. So, characters, 3D objects, all of that stuff. From community, it's showing here what items different people have uploaded. You can go and explore their profiles as well. So, this is Zishan. His model is uploaded models, his worlds, or you can check it out. Also, the amazing feature is, I guess, you can click on this and make a duplicate copy of it, and then edit that. Analytics. Okay, this is also there. Storage files, different type of storage units, like shares and all. So let's get started with creating our own world. So this is one sample world I created. So for the demo purpose, let me start with a brand new world for you. Okay, so let's create a new world. Let's name it new world and you would create it. So loading times are just for the first time. Everything is caged while you are working. So don't worry about that. Now let's start exploring the features of the editor. So at the bottom, you can see we have a select feature. You can right click with your mouse and you can select it. Now we have this axis here. We can move it up, we can move it down, left, right, whatever you want, and also forward and backward. So this is basic to which your main camera is attached. So if you hit test right now, so you would be controlling this character, which is looking like this, but ideally it's like this character here. So you can click change and you can select all of your different models which you have. So these models you can pro tip of this editor is like you can generate your own character. So yes, you can enter a text prompt and you would get a generated character which you can customize as well. So you can add those characters, you can upload your glb files as well, which we take up later in the tutorial. um Next thing, which is a very fancy and cool stuff, is like rotating, and that's super easy, which is like just holding your right mouse button and just moving your cursor. So this has been made super easy when compared to other game editors like Unity or Unreal, things like that. And to pan, basically you can hold your middle mouse button and do it like this. So you can see all those instructions are always stated here, you can check it out. Next things, let's explore. So we have settings, avatar, events, variables, and logic, all of which we will talk soon. And on the top right, we have save, publish, and test, share, and we can export it. We can take a snapshot, some of which are premium features. Let's start with the environment basics. So if you click on settings, you can check out the background. So currently, if I scroll with my mouse, it zooms out. I'm scrolling back, so it's zooming out. You can now pan, rotate. So see, currently this cloudy hazy thing is there, we can change it. So you can also upload your own image. If I click upload like this, you can upload your own, or you can change it. You can change the color of it. Currently it's set to black, you can change to whatever you want. um Now intensity you can increase like this, or environment, how much light the environment throws. This would be much better visible once you have added some things from the library. So we would check that out as well. So now see, this is the environment exposure. Okay, you can turn on post processing from here, add different kinds of effects like bloom, ambient occlusion, anti-aliasing, and then also you can add fog. Remember, these are like high quality settings. Um, so yeah, like it might, take more time to load when the users are loading your experiences. Sun's color you can change, sun's intensity you can change, sun's position you can change. So this is a very handy feature again. Like sun is not a different game object like it is in many other editors. You can just drag sun like this according to the requirement of lighting requirements in a product. Okay, yeah. And maybe I want a reddish hue. Check that out. Let's take it to yellow, just like our lovely sun is. Okay, this is there. Now, let's try and change out this environment. So, different sky boxes are given here. This looks good, future city. Let's check it out. It would take a little bit of time to load. Don't worry about that. It's all about for the first time and in editor. So, it will take its time. Meanwhile, let's explore other things. Now you can change the grounds texture and things like grounds properties as well. So yeah, it's loaded. So it's so beautiful. See, wow, looks so cool. And look at the quality. Like you are not compromising with the quality here, but you are just doing everything faster. Isn't that amazing? Now you can change it to grass or snow or water. Let me show you water. That's super, super, super sweet. Check this out. It even has a little bit water movement simulation if you notice carefully. This is so shiny. So instead of that, let's add grass maybe. Yeah. Since we are too far away, that's why it's showing like that. Okay. We have reflectivity 0, roughness. We can change and we can change the size as well. Now if we go closer, you would see the texture of the grass here. Like see, it's like grassy texture uploaded from these options. Would pan. Now, environment we checked, background we checked. We can add a background music as well. So you can just enable it, add your playback, upload a new sound. So previously I uploaded this sound. Let's not do that. We upload from device. So maybe in downloads, if I have got something, um, not sure, but let's take this one. And now we have added a playback. You can add multiple playbacks based on when and all you want to play your sound. So let's say we want to play it as soon as the game starts and it keeps looping. So you enable loop. You can check the volume here. We can select the sound here which we want. So it's automatically selected. And when do we want? We want to play it on start. And what is this event? We would cover that in the next part, but let's keep focused here for now. So when do you want to finish it? It's an events based. And when else you want to stop it, it's again an event based, which we can define super easily here or there. We will look into it later. Okay, so this was the background music. Then what's inside others? Okay, to hide the watermark, of course you get to have the premium feature. And this is multiplayer. So see, multiplayer is super super easy. You just have to toggle in, and then multiple people would be able to join into your world at the same time. Isn't that crazy? Like instead of setting up different SDKs, writing complex code, and then debugging with multiple editors running at the same time, eating up your system's power and memory and battery, just toggle, and you are into multiplayer mode. Wow, cool. So we checked the environment setting, world settings basically, and we have made a few changes as well. Now, what we would look into is let's start adding items from our library. So maybe a tree or something, and let's check it out. So to add a new item, what you need to do is you check on this, add new item. Now here it would show all different types of items. So let's do one thing. Um, what you can do is First of all, let's add some character. This boy looks handsome. Let's add him. Let's call him to our world. Hey, bro. See how easy it is to place it. Just move your cursor where you want. So let's place it right here. Again, you have different features for him. You can toggle him off if you don't want to see him. Show him in the editor in the game. And now you have different tools here. You can move it like that. You can rotate him like this, or you can also scale him if you want. So this is the scaling feature. You can scale him easily. See, I just pressed Control Z. So shortcuts are also enabled. Control Z. It reverts back. Control. Okay. Now that is there. Now you can enable snapping. So it would snap to different parts on the grid or to different items. So see, it's snapping to the grid. We would turn it off. States, transitions, all these things are there. We would look into it a bit in a bit. You can add lights with your character or item. You can define if it's enabled collision or not. So currently a collision is enabled and a box collider is added around it. So if you click anywhere, it gets deselected. And to check him here, again, we add this, click on that. Okay. Now the next thing what we want to check is, see, let's explore these one by one again. So we have positioning. So basically, when where do you want to position? So this is basically a position based event. So if this main character, which your main camera or avatar is, so if this comes in contact with this, basically inside the box collider of this, what kind of things should happen on enter? So you can define events again. You would see. Then do you want it to be a pickable VR object? So this engine runs in VR. It's an XR development platform. So if you run your experience in VR, do you want it to be grab interactable and let the user pick it up or not? So you can toggle this on. That would be enabled. Do you want it to act as a collectible? So collectible is anything. So maybe you want to have some coins around here. So if you have coins when your character moves, okay, let's try them now. Let's check it out. Gold coin. Uh, so it's a very big coin. We would add it here. We would scale it. First of all, let's make it collectible. Okay. Now, see, variable is also added. We can change if it's going to add, like, so suppose you want to increase the uh, count of coins when this coin is collected. So you can implement that functionality here and all of that without writing any code. So you can define what happens when the coin is collected. So maybe you can do something like when a variable's value is 100, and on that time you can call this on collect event again and check if the value is 100. Maybe grade the character's look some, or maybe go to a new level or launch a link, something like that. Okay, so we want it to scale down, so scale it down. Yeah, this much is good. Okay, now let me show you very handy shortcuts as well. So you want to move this, press M, you want to rotate, press R, and you want to scale, press S. Also, you can also add animation and sound as well to these objects, whichever objects you add. So animation, see, it's already added. Which animation? It's rotation animation, play, reset on finish, and it never stops. We want to add some sound similar as to environment background sound. You can add a sound playback. You can add new sound here. So you can play this sound also on some event. So see, play on, and you can have some interaction and event. So this is there. So let's set this up quickly. So what we want is, I would now try to show you um things in a connected manner for a while so that you can have a better understanding. So let's define a variable count coin here, and event we would define coin collected. So we define new event, we would add it here. Okay, we would see how we used it. And what we want is we want to play some sound. And when do we want it? Play on event. Okay, and which event? Coin collected. Sound to play. Let's in add a sound which would be good quick one, maybe this. Okay, would add this sound. Volume is there. Okay, it's all set. Don't need to loop it. Volume, let's thoda sa increase. 4 is 3 is good. Okay, now sound settings we have done. Interaction we would check out later. I don't want to add any light. Yeah, collision should be enabled. And on enter we need to call this event on collected. Well, anyways, it's a collectible, so that's already going to call on itself. Spawning, when the player is spawned, we can show or hide. When do you want to appear this? When do you want to hide this? Shadows, do you want it or not? And actually the model is already optimized, so we do not to need not worry about. You can set the optimization levels here. So this is also a very handy and very fancy feature. Automatic LOD settings, no need to do anything, no need to do anything complex, all set up and available here. Okay, we added these two items. Now let's add some customizable items. So see, you can check this customizable here. Now suppose you want to add a 3D text here, or you want to add an image. So this is just like a placeholder. You can add it in your scene and add your image here. So maybe let's try out with a transparent image block. Let's keep it here. And now to this image, what we can do is let's check out how we can add our own image to it. Yeah, customization, upload image. Click on it as quick and simple. And where is it? Let me check which image should we add. Let's start with this one. Okay. So this was not a PNG image, not a transparent one. It's like a full image only. So again, LOD settings are enabled on this. We can disable it if we don't want. We want it to be original. Okay, maximum and minimum. And shadows we don't want from it, or we can turn it on based on the requirement. Cast shadows, see shadows. Okay. And what else do we want? We can change the image from here as well. See, edit or delete. You can do that. Okay, it did not happen. What's the issue? Oh, click here and you would be able to open the image. So I click here. I can choose another image. Let's choose this one. Okay, Angry Birds are here. Okay, transparent image board. So that is here. And keep remembering, always remember to save your stuff. So you save it like this. And you can share your link to someone, enter an email. What kind of access do they have? So also, if you want to make it public, you can just click on publish here and it will be public. So then you can share the link and everyone can access, use, and edit it. Like they can edit a copy of it, not your version. So be no need to worry about that. You can show or hide the avatar, and see the editor auto focuses on whatever you have selected. So that's also a good cool thing. Okay, that's there. And we have added this collectible and sound thing. So we have saved it, and I guess let's test it out. Okay, now so let's test out our setup. Listen to that. That audio is automatically playing because we enabled on start. So that BGM is automatically playing. Look at your avatar here. Move your mouse around. You can move the camera view. You can change the camera view by pressing T. So you see, wow, it's like as if you're looking through your real eyes. That image is there. We have animated coins as we set up. That character is showing animated idle animation as it was set up by default. You can change your view from third person to first person with this. Now let's check out with WASD keys if our player can move. Yes, it can move. Space, you can define the speed and jump off speed. All of those features and settings are available in your editor under the player avatar. When you select it, you can run. So it's moving slow like this. If you hold shift and W, see it's running. So let's run back and collect those shiny coins. Let's see if our thing works. Aha, it did. See, our coin got collected and we also heard that sound which we added. Wow, beautiful. So lovely. So easily I was able to do it. Now let's add another interaction. Now we would see what interactions are. So you see, when we are reaching with this in the vicinity of the player, let's add some kind of animation. So once the player reaches this, maybe this character starts speaking or some kind of interaction is enabled. So let's do that. You would press escape and you would just directly be back again. Super cool. This was fun. Now let me quickly show you your avatar settings, which I was talking about. So see, camera type, can define distance, height, field of view, health system is there, or then jumps, how much height you want it to jump, sprint speed, if you want to add some kind of torchlight. So this is a very fancy, cool feature. So suppose you are making some kind of scary experience. So you can light things, you're moving with a torch in a dark space. It's like that thing. And we want to change the bot. Let's change it to Miss Rachel. Okay, so that is there. Now we wanted to add the interaction with the player. Okay, so this was our character, and we want to enable interaction. And let's name, this is the text which would be shown on so they basically a button would be shown here once you reach in vicinity of the player, and once that is shown, so there will be a text. So this text would be there. So talk, and what event, we have to add an event. So do you want to interact, start some kind of event? So just like we defined for the coin, so for the coin we defined what event was that, um collectible. Okay, we defined collected event, but on collected event, and we did not add, we did attach some kind of logic to it. Oh yeah, see. So on collected event, when it was called coin collected, the sound was played. So similarly, we can define our own event again here. So on interaction, duration is 10 second, how much long you want it to talk, and event. So let's do one thing. What we would do is let's name an event, interact, and what you would do is you would add another character animation. So see, on starts idle, loop, and resets on finish. So we would add a new animation, and this time we would call it on event. Or this is a way around actually. Instead of defining an event, we can just directly enable interaction, remove this event from here, and instead of event, which we have example of, for the event example how to use that we have already checked out. So let's try out what interaction is. So we would enable interaction animation to play. Okay, chicken dance, let's make him dance like this once we have there. But our what is that, interaction event is talk, so we would have to make him talk. Little boy, where, when and how will you talk, talking action like this. Okay, so that's how we will talk. See, he did make that kind of action. Yeah, it's going to loop and we don't want it to stop. Okay, it would automatically stop when you move away from it, I suppose. So that's there. Now on enter again, we can call that event, and then based on avatar's position. This is our avatar's position, we can again call this. But since this is interactable, anyways, that's straightforwardly going to work. So you can see there are multiple ways to achieve what you want here. So different people think differently. So it's this game editor is really, I suppose, mind blowing because it's not limiting you to think in a predefined manner. You have freedom of thought, literally you literally have freedom of thought here. And however you want to think, however you want to um, make your game, you can do that. There is no restriction in that sense here. So you can do different things, interact. So we can have interaction feature, we can call events to do the same thing, and things like that. So okay, this was that. It just remember that. Okay, so now we have two things. We have used interaction as well, and we have checked out animation playbacks as well. We have checked out events as well. The one more complex feature, not really complex, it's like more of a fun feature, which is left is like how we are using variables. So I would show you a very cool example soon. Okay, now so here we would check how we can add some kind of interaction to the game. Not interaction again. Okay, let's say it's an interaction. So a zombie, we would add this another animation. Let's play with that. An end event. So it would play on an event. Which event is attack? We have named here, and this attack animation it would play. We don't want it to loop, would auto end when the interaction is over. So that would also work when we have set up this thing. So this is avatar position. So this based on the avatar's position, which is it colliding with the this yellow box you see? It would call two events on enter and on leave. So when the collision enters, so we would call on enter. No need to call this stop attack for right now. Okay. This is set up. Another thing which you can do is you can select some event based on which you want to spawn the zombie. So maybe like some zone you can define collision with that. So let's take up coin collected event. So this when it would go collect both these two coins, I guess, then only it would spawn the zombie. And okay, collision is on, interaction events are there. And for right now, we don't want the zombie to be interactable or like do anything when we. So see currently now, once you hit test, it's not showing the zombie. You collected coin one. Now you collect the second coin. Now see the zombie is there. Okay, it's playing the idle animation. And if you go closer, it starts attacking us. And if we go away from it, it stops. Go close to the zombie, it would attack you, it would kill you. Otherwise, go away. Okay, now one, let's check out another model. So basically, you want to add some kind of interaction. So maybe talking interaction or any other kind of interaction when the user interacts. So maybe this one. Yes, this one seems good. So what we would do is we would add it here. And to this, we would define an interaction. So what's an interaction? It's again like a collision event only when the player collides with this. But the difference is that it would show you a button. So let's call it talk. And we would have to start talking. Let's define talk, new event. And the duration is this would define how frequently you can press a button to start interaction. So let's do it 3. Initially it would just idle, or let's idle. Okay, um keep looping, add another animation, it would be on interaction. Yes, correct. And we would want it to start talking, or if there is some kind of other better. Okay, let's make it talk only. Talking action. Okay. Yeah, we don't want it to loop. Fine. And we have turned on interaction. Fine. Let's save it. Let's test. Okay, zombie is not here. He's standing idly. Okay, now see, you get closer. You can see that when you press that. So he's talking with you. And as soon as you get away from him, he is just back into his idle position. Go again, press F, he would start talking. And so we have seen interaction as well. Okay. Okay, so now we would see how we can add some kind of transitions. We would see what are transition and states. So these combine together to, create some random animations which you want. So quick animations use transition and states in combine. So for transitions to work, you have to have at least two states. So transition is anything which you go from one state to another state. So currently you can see if I click on this button, you see state. What is a state? Position rotation 1 and time for transition, position rotation 2. So currently you can just modify these three properties. So initially, suppose we have this position rotation, we should add a new state. Let's add it. Okay, wait, let me refresh the page once. So you might have to refresh the page once for the changes to sync. Keep in mind, just keep saving your stuff. Okay. So we have this and another state, state 2. Okay. And in state, currently we are in state 1. So we want to have some changes in state 2. So maybe take it back. Okay. Or okay. Let's do some rotation as well. He rotates like this and we don't want to any scale. Keep it human only. Now this is the first transition. Okay, you can have different transitions again. What is a transition? To show you, initially position was this, after some time, position 2, position 3. So based on number of states and the time gap, you can define the transitions. So the first state would stay for 1 second. We want to be smooth or linear. Let's keep it smooth. And you take another transitions to state to 1. So see how it's changing its thing. So it's linear right now. We can make it smooth to make it more smoother. It's keeps on looping. So let's keep it on looping until the user interacts with. So I have stop on interact. Okay. Now, okay. We already checked that. Now just save it and let's see. Okay. Yeah. Let's refresh sync our changes. Cool. Yeah. Now if we test, see, it's just moving it, transitioning from one state to another. And as soon as the player goes in contact, press F. Sorry. It is actually moving my character with itself. So it's actually a bad logic, I guess. Oh, sorry, it's not. I guess we missed something here. Let me check. State 1, state 2, the transition is there. It would play on start. It would. Okay. We are not calling this event anytime. So on interaction, it's not never getting called actually. And we can, yeah, call this event here. Trigger events. It would talk and interact. Or let's do one thing. It's really weird. So instead of stopping it on interact, or oh, let's do one thing. Okay, never mind. Just on interaction, it would start playing and it's not going to stop. It would keep looping. And when it interacts, we don't need to add this event. It's automatically going to do it from here. Let's save this. Let's refresh and let's test. Okay. So yeah, it's in initial state. Fine. It's not like there. Collect a coin. I love this logic. go interact F, and see it starts transitioning, and it starts also doing that talk action once you have interacted. So yes, our transition is working. Cool. Now let's check out how you can use variables. So suppose what you want to implement is, so I have added this bar graph here whose values we can control with our variable which is named coin count. We can add a variable from here. Okay. So let's name it coins number 0. Okay. Save it. Now here we would want to change it with our value coins. So whatever value is the coins having, it would be that. Okay. Now for every coin selection, we would add this variable. So once it collected, we would check the variable and collect and call this event. Similarly, since this is a duplicated copy of this, that's automatically updated. And okay, this is set up. This is set up with coins. And we have also set up this with coins. Yep. Now we need to create a logic. Let's see what the logic is. So I already created this logic, but let me show you what else we can do. So you can on with what you can do is you can handle logic for triggering events. You can change a variable's value or you can check conditions. So suppose, so here what we want is we want to change a variable's value. What variable it is? Oh, okay. I guess it's removed already. Okay. Sorry. So let's name it coins again. Okay. We added it. Now to the logic, we can go create new logic, change variable, and would select which variable coins, which operator we want to add, and why what value. Let's suppose 10. And we can just click add. But sorry, we need to also add an event. Which event will this logic be called? Which is the coin collected, and we can add it. So now we have two things. So sorry, we need to add it again. I guess I created duplicate ones to show you. Coins, add value 10. Yeah, value. We can also check another variable. So whatever value or variable we want to add. Okay, now we can add it. Sorry. Now again we want to have to add an event, and once it added, it's good. Now also you can trigger some events. So maybe when you want to call some event with this logic, and suppose on coin collected you want zero delay and you want to show some link, but we don't want to that. Now also you want to check condition, so maybe coins are equal to some value, maybe 20, and at that time maybe let's spawn hero. Let's name that event. Okay, we can't create events directly from here. So anyway, so you can create events from here, and you can create an event from here just like that and add it, and then to your logic you can go create new logic, and you can check conditions and you can choose like whatever you want to do with that, when it's true or when it's false. So maybe you want to, after collecting these many things, you want to spawn more coins or things like that. So okay, our things are set up, and thus when you can just you can save it and test it, and as soon as you collect these coins, this bar here would start rising. So that was variables, events, and logic. So let's play what we have made with that variable and event and everything. So you select a coin, see that value 10 is increasing. Then you select another coin, it will increase by 10 more. See, again it's increasing by 10 more. So that's what we have done, that's what we have achieved, and it's super. Jump over it. Let me also show you what's a logic thing here. So currently we have this much logic that we have this variable coins. So as soon as you collect this bar here would rise. So we tested that. Now let's check how to create another logic to check conditions. I would quickly show you that. We don't want to open any link, so I'm not showing you. So let's check conditions. Variable coins equals to 20. Then, sorry, before that, we need to create an event. Let's create an event. Spawn hero. Okay. Add event. Now we would, let's add an item. Uh, can this be our hero? Let it be. Let's not take it. Check it out. Okay, as I mentioned, avatar. Let him be our hero. And hero bhai sahab would go here. Okay. And what we would want is spawning. Appear on spawn hero. Disappear on no. ठीक है. Okay, appear on spawn hero. Cool. We have assigned this thing. Now let's create our logic quickly. Create new logic on which event we want spawn hero. Check condition variable coins equals 20 because we are checking having we have 2 coins. Spawn hero true. False. We don't want to do anything. Let's save that and let's save this. Okay. Also, we have a published link. Let's check it out there directly. Let's see how it's going. Okay, so we had to make one change. So in our logic, we did create a wrong logic actually. So at every coin collect, we want to check if the coin's value is equals to 20. And if it is true, then we call spawn hero. So we have made that change and we should publish it. Publish, change is saved. Now let's go here and check out. Okay, settings, let me restart it. Um, Restart it. We restart it. We quickly collect this coin and let collect the other one as well. Yep. And here our hero is. Hello, baby. Okay, so let me show you one another feature which is very amazing. So suppose you have a 3D model which you got online and now you want to import that in your project. So the quickest and the best way is go to add items, add my files, upload from device. Now it would take you to this. Okay, so I have this polytruck, low polytruck drifter. I would click this. I would import the file. Let's see how well it goes. Okay, I guess it's too big. So we can just scale it down, press the S button, and we can scale it down. Okay, 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 okay. Yes, we can scale it down like this. We can also hold these yellow lines to do that. Anyways, we are able to do that. M button, let's as position our lovely giant monster car. Okay. So let's position it here. R for rotate. Let's rotate the car. Lovely, lovely. And so now it did not have any animations of its own. So except car, I guess there is one animation. So let's check on start. It would play this and let's save it. Publish it again. I'm just publishing it again to check the final version. Let's see how it looks in our game. Start. Oh yeah, it's so beautiful. See, even your animations are getting imported in the project. Wow, super cool. So easy. No need to add any animator component,